everyone, I'm Bonnie from Make Time to Craft. I hope you're loving the new 3D pop-up dies from Cheery Lynn Designs as much as I am. This video will explain how to fold the single-step pop-up die elements. In this release, there are 5 dies that fit into this definition of a single-step pop-up. There's the pretty flower die, there is a birthday cake, there's a pop-up star, and there are 2 words, party and thanks. And today I'm going to demonstrate how to fold the thanks, but the way you fold it will be the same for whichever one you decide to do. So I'm starting with a half sheet of cardstock, and actually I have trimmed this down to 8 1/4 by 5 1/4. And the reason I make it a little bit smaller than the half sheet is when I adhere it to my card backing, I like to have that 1/8 inch border around the outside. If you don't want the border, you can just make a regular half sheet of cardstock. The first thing I'm going to do is make a light pencil mark to show me where the center of the piece is. You're not going to score anything yet. You're just going to lightly mark the center of the cardstock. One thing I wanted to show you about these pop-up dies is, along with cutting the word out, there are also lines in here that aren't cut lines, they are score lines. So once you run the die through your die cutting machine, not only is it going to cut out the word, but it's going to put the little score lines where you need to fold, which makes it so easy to create these pop-ups. So on the back of each die, if I can get it to show here, there are notches on either side. I don't know if I can get it to show in the, there's one. So there's a notch on each side, which is going to show you where to line up on that center line that you drew. So you're going to take your die and you're going to find your notches and you're going to line them up in the center of the card, right on those little notches on the back of the die. And I always use little pieces of repositionable tape, because when I run it through my die cutting machine, I don't want it to move at all. I want it to stay right where I put it. So you're then going to run this through your die cutting machine. So then once it's cut, you're going to have this, and I'm not sure it's going to show up on the video, but there are score lines now across the tops of all the letters, across, on the bottom, on the top, showing you exactly where you're going to fold once we start assembling. So at this point, you're going to decide whether you want to leave it white, which is a fine look. It'll end up looking like this before you put it onto your card back, or if you're going to add some color, which really makes the letters pop. Either way is fine, but if you choose to color it, you're going to do that step now. So I have this, which I've colored, and I have another video that I've done with some quick and easy ways to add color to your pop-ups, which I'll link to up at the top of this video now if you want to take a look at that if you haven't seen it already. So I have left just a little bit of my pencil marks on either side just so I can easily locate the center of the card. And what I want to do now is make my score marks. So I'm just going to line up where my pencil mark is in the 5 groove. Any groove would be fine. And I'm just going to score from the edge of the card to where the letter T starts. I don't want to score into the word at all, just from the edge to the beginning of the T. And on the other end, the same thing, from where the S ends out to the outer edge. That's the only scoring I'm going to do. So put my scoreboard to the side. And I would erase, you know, I'm not going to do it right now, but the little bit of pencil mark that's still there, I would go ahead and erase that too. So now we're ready to start folding. So these are pretty easy once you understand how they work. The fold at the bottom of the letters is going to be a valley fold. So you're going to gently work that in the direction that you want it. The easiest way to do these is to coax them into the position that you want a little bit at a time. You want to work them in the direction that you want them to be in, because there's some opposing folds here, and it's easier if you do it a little at a time. Now, the center fold of the card is also going to be a valley fold, and you can start working that into position now as well. And another thing I want to say is this will be a lot easier if you're not trying to keep a card in the video frame. If you can move it all over the place, you'll find it easier than it looks while I'm demonstrating. So the top of every letter is going to be a mountain fold. So those are going to go like a mountain. And I will try my best to keep it in the frame, but you do have to move it around. And there are different things that you can use depending on what you have. I have this tool which really, I don't even know what it's for, but it works really good. It's like a bone folder, but different with the flat edge. And also I have this, which is actually a pot scraper, but this also, it's thin with a nice edge on it. And something like this helps a lot too. So you've got your valley fold at the bottom, mountain fold on the top, and then this next fold at the very top is another valley fold. So you're going to gently work each one of these, and whatever tool you want, your fingers, one of your tools, whatever works. But you don't want the fold to go all the way to the edge. You don't want to fold from here to here or from here to here. You want to try not to involve that in the fold. So really you just have to slowly coax them, get them started so you know which way they belong, and then work them into position. And just keep directing them in the position you want them to be in. And before you know it, you'll have them where you want them. And I always try to line up the bottom as well. You want these edges to meet as well. And if you slowly and surely work them in, you will end up with a beautiful pop-up. Once you have it all scored and ready to go, you're just going to take a A2 size backing for your card. You're going to run glue or tape or whatever adhesive you normally use all around the edges, not on the letters, just the edge where it's going to touch the card, and then adhere it to your card base and decorate the front and a sentiment if you want it, however you want to finish that card off, and you're done. Thanks so much for stopping by today, and if you haven't viewed the videos for the other type of pop-up card dies, please head over to my YouTube channel for that. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up and comment below. If you have any questions, I'll help in any way I can. Be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel so you'll be notified when I add new videos. Happy crafting!